My name is Bryony Lieber, and in this conversation, I'm chatting with James Campbell, the Managing Director of Botswana Diamonds plc. There's a mindset around, I have a geology qualification, I am a geologist, I can only look for a job in geology. The geology opportunities at the moment are really quite limited. We see a huge number of graduates coming out of university and not being absorbed into the economy. And so I guess I want to explore a little bit about your advice for these young geology graduates and how to make themselves valuable in the world of work and get some exposure to a much wider set of experiences.
Ryan, it's a very good question, and I formally mentor people through the Geological Society. I informally mentor people. I have four daughters of my own, so I kind of work through that journey with them and with mentors. I think, Brian, there's a few things that I suggest. Of course, be good at your job. Do well in your job, and that goes without saying. That's your rock, that's your foundation with which to build a career. Secondly, is get out there and network, present at conferences.
Yeah.
Thirdly, and really important, find your own personal competitive advantage. Yes, I mentioned earlier, yes, there are thousands of junior CEOs. So I have a pool I must compete with because there's only a limited amount of money that goes in. You've just mentioned now there are many less jobs for geologists as there are geologists. So how do you find your competitive advantage? It's in geology. It's got to be in geology to begin with. But geology has many, many, many different aspects attached to it. You know, there's different minerals, there's exploration, there's mining, there's evaluation, there's academia, there's support services, all sorts of different things. Find your niche actually in it.
Yeah.
The fourth thing I suggest is, and this doesn't go down very well with many of the youngsters, sadly, you've got to spend 10 years in the field.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the field or on the mines, there's absolutely no substitute to that field experience. And I'll just share with you a little anecdote. I hosted the honours students of a well-known university at one of my project sites about 2 years ago. And it was a very, very hot day. It must have been about 40 degrees centigrade, and we're going up and down hills. And this is what I do. And a couple of the young ladies grabbed me at the end and said, Mr. Campbell, we don't want to do what you're doing at your age. I looked at them and I said, but what do you want to do? I said, no, we want to be consultants and, work in the city. I said, let me be very honest with you. I would never use somebody like yourself because you have absolutely zero experience. The consultants I use are people who have very deep operational experience and very deep consulting experience. So they've actually got the two together. I said, the penultimate thing I would like to say is that you've actually got to go out and read and do courses and do things which are supplementary, which means you might have to work many, many hours in the day. I did an MBA through distance learning. It took me 4.5 years. And I was determined that MBA had the same level of qualification as a full-time one, because many people say it isn't. So I did it through one of the best universities in the UK, and it was tough. I wrote my thesis in a tent in Botswana whilst I was building a mine.
Wow.
But, it was tough. So I say to people, you've got to do those things.
Yeah.
And the final thing, and I think this grounds you terrifically, and I take this very much from my old background at De Beers and Harry and Nikki Oppenheimer and things like that, where they said, we don't just want leaders in our organization because we've given them the title of general manager or director. We want you to be leaders in society too as well.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that kind of got me involved with Common Purpose, because their initial strapline was leadership beyond authority. So go there where you actually have no authority, but you're actually still a leader. So I say to many, go out and give back to society. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's working in a soup kitchen, working at the SPCA with the dogs, doing the kind of stuff that I do at director level. It doesn't matter, but go back and give back, because that'll ground you and it'll also give you many soft skills that you might not get actually in the work environment.
Connects you to people that you might never be connected to otherwise. It gives you perspective that you might not have otherwise. And I certainly think definitely the benefit of being involved in things outside of yourself is it's sometimes where our meaning and purpose comes from ultimately. And I think there's the majority of people that I speak to who have a deep sense of meaning are people who are about serving others.